case, we would say, we're not saying release him, but we're saying let's go send him to prison. And when he goes to prison, our belief would be that he's going to go to prison and it's going to be a meaningful experience, and that he can appreciate what's happened, what's occurred, because he doesn't have these desires anymore, or the ability. And so what we were saying was, hey, let's move forward and let's investigate this, let's do this, but if we're going to do it, we have limits, and limits would be 15 years. No more than we had hoped for 10, but it would be 15 years committed time. Now, the judge, understandably, did not rule on that, and I understand that, but more importantly, the district attorney had said that it's not going to change their recommendation. And their recommendation today is, I think, 85 to 100 years. So, what do we have? Well, that's what we were left with, basically. So.
And you need how much money for the operation?
Well, it wasn't the operation what we were doing, because it had been done in Massachusetts before, but it's been done in other states. It's been done in, I think, different ways of it that they do it. Some of them, they do it in different conditions. But what we were trying to do is get a third-party doctor. I think it would be the most prudent way to do it would be say, hey, let's get a third-party doctor to say, all right, John is consenting to this freely and voluntarily, and his lawyer's not pushing him, the district attorney's not pushing him, the court's not pushing him. He's doing this all on his own. He understands what's going on, obviously, because this effect is permanent, and we didn't want him to have that, any sort of. We had that assurance that a doctor had done it, so we were looking for just $2,000 to have that done. But it wasn't about the money; it was more about whether or not this procedure would change the outcome. And we agreed with the court. We don't want to spend any public's money if it's not going to change it. So what I, in fact, said was, hey, Judge, or Your Honor, you're right, this would not affect the outcome if it's going to not be reduced to 15 years or less. So we didn't need to go forward any longer.
Do you know what it might cost, and ultimately it would be
it's a rather inexpensive procedure. It's an outpatient procedure. It's done in the afternoon. It's a local anesthesia. And so, there's really no follow-up. They do it, and that's it. And so, I think I've heard as low as $1,800,
And that would be on taxpayers to pick that up?
Well, it would be if it was going to go forward, but we know now it's not going to go forward.